Hello everyone, welcome back to Gemcraft. This is KeyofW, etc, etc. So, we gotta put ourselves all the way back over here. We're looking at the P-hex tile. We're going to open the tome chamber here and see what kind of skill we'll get for it. And then we'll see how much more of these levels I can do. Let's make sure this is fine. We got a lot of unspent skill points. I'm gonna hold on to this, I'm not gonna touch it. And we're just gonna jump right into this level. And we're just gonna throw ourselves up. And that's that. Okay, this one, we definitely have one entrance. We're going to want to block this off. For sure. But we want to kill cursed and frozen reavers within the range of 15, and we have 100 ways to do it, and I think this is going to happen. Curse and freeze. So what I want to do is I want to have a ton of, like, traps here. Once again, oh, we got the chain hit even. This level can go on for days. We're going to have this set up like so. Let's get ourselves these guys so we get a few more enemies in here. These traps might kill them, so I actually only want to do this. It might kill the first few waves because they're not going to be that strong. But eventually they'll be strong enough to get through here. So let me build up some mana, XP, whatever, before we get that started. This path, let's block both of these and that. So let's just make sure they go around. I want to have a spot here for a tower, at least one. Feels like I could put another one there if I didn't have that there. A tower here. Like so. Try to match how many amplifiers you can put around it, but I'm not going to need very many if I just do this here. In fact, if I just do that, I'm going to want to kill a bunch of guys. So actually, one of these is going to go here, and this one can actually be a little bit more powerful. I mean, guaranteed an average like 2,500 damage. These guys are going down, it's fine, but I just need to make sure that once it comes time for them to get through the traps, they're all going to die there. It's going to be a little bit of time, though, before that happens. Alright, so the first 10 or so waves, let's just send them. We know they're going to die because they need to have, like, a lot more HP before we start seeing them survive. But we'll get that. Like here, 900 hit points should get through there. We'll see. There we go. Those should be reavers coming in. Let's set that up to be a level 12 thing. And then, hold on. Like so. And what we're going to do is... There we go. I only need to kill 17 more. A little bit longer. There we go. And we're good. That's it. That's all we needed to do. Wasn't that easy. So now we're going to put more traps in. Because why not? Because this gem will kill any enemies coming through. I'm not worried about that. Well, let's do a little more than that. Let's see. Let's do another... And then this one is going to be a high level trap, and it's going to kill them all. So now we're just going to farm some mana. It all goes very quickly. And they're just going to die. We don't have to do anything about it. There we go. Should probably also have like a beam spell on these guys. Make sure I'm not forgetting about it. What if I just overkilled with like 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of these. There is no reason for me to do this. Alright, let's see. We got the beam spell there. There we go. What's this? Mana? It's not going to get me that much. Like, yeah, 57,000 mana, but compared to the millions I'm getting here, that's nothing. I think I also want to be putting in mana gems here, which aren't going to do anything yet. I mean, sure, it's kind of taking care of itself in a way. Let's get some more of those. And once it comes time to get some of these around the edge, let's make sure it doesn't go too far. Oh, that's fine, that's fine, that's not too far. Let's see, this one doesn't get as many around the edge. Alright. Slight overkill. How much more can I improve this? There we go, level 29 gem, that's good. Let's improve the other... Oh, hold on, let me get some more of these. That goes there. That's that. Bolts. Let's go structure. Let's open these guys, see what we get. Not much. Alright, let's upgrade all the rest of these. Upgrade these. Alright. What's this one? Shrine of Blades? What'll this do? Oh, that'll kill them all. Is this the first giant wave I've got? I think so. Oh, this probably shouldn't go so far. We want to make sure they're not doing that. Alright. Everything should be at least there. And then we'll get to level 32. Might start running into some slowdown. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, let me keep on upgrading these. There. Yeah, game's slowing down already. Which is what I want to have happen. A few more waves of this, we'll get through the level. Eh, a lot quicker than we get through some of the other levels. Ooh, too many times. We'll definitely want one of these to go around. Don't need it yet, but it's there. Let's see here. Let's upgrade our other gems. Alright. There we go. Okay. Is this fine? This is fine. Okay. Alright. That's what this game should look like. I'm sure this is what the designers envisioned when they created this game. They envisioned this exact thing. Let's see, Barrage, the skills panel. We'll have to see what Barrage does. But I'm going to go into endurance mode here, as we see, and probably speed it up after I stop talking here. So here we go. Okay, let's cut back in here. Not sure if I'm going to do the speed up trick or just cut the video. Don't like cutting the video because you don't get to see what I've done. But the speed up, as I discovered after making the last video, caps at 4 times speed. It's my own fault. I use an old version of Vegas Studio because I am both cheap and also not skilled at video editing. And it's fine because the type of videos I make are not very complicated, so I don't need a complicated video editor. But it apparently doesn't really like doing speed up stuff at all. It's barely able to do it in the first place. So I might just cut. You might just have seen me go from regular mode to this point here, where I'm over 1 billion points of XP. I've got E to the 15 as my amount of mana, which is quadrillion. I'm getting 100 trillion, almost a quadrillion mana every single time we get here. We have a level 45 mana gem here, which is giving me 1 billion per hit, and about 100 hits a second. And then, of course, we've got level 40 gems all down the line. We got level 40 gems here. It's just going really well for me. In fact, I could call it here. I could say it's good. 1.2 billion XP is good. But I'm going to let this roll, see how far we can take it. The amount of damage I'm doing with this gem is going to go up. The amount of damage I'm doing with this gem is maximum E to the 13, and then we're going to add 9. No, sorry, we're going to add 8. So E to the 21 is the expected amount of damage. So enemies here have E to the 21. So one hit KOs, but of course I do 50 shots a second, so it's really closer to E to the 22 per second. You know what I mean? It's going well. I should probably throw some more enemies at this point. But we're pretty close to the end, so I'm just going to throw this, get as much XP as I can out of this last bit. Maybe get ourselves up to 1.3, 1.4 billion. Certainly on the table. But yeah, how I get here is I just do an excessive amount of... hold on, let's get this. Excessive amounts of gem bombing over here. Just tons of gem bombing with this really high gem all the way. And with this set of mana traps, I just get so much mana that I can do whatever I want with it. Such as this. How much do I get now? pretty good amount. 26. Yeah, how about you? Alright, goodbye. Goodbye to this guy. E to the 19 damage. Wow. Let's let these guys get through. So what's happening here? Huh. Yeah, they're dying, but not easily. Because how much HP they're at? E to the 25. Yeah, they're thousands of times stronger than my gems are at this point. That's how quickly it goes. Just a moment ago, I was doing one-hit KOs, and now all of a sudden I'm... Here, I'll kill that guy, just because I can. Get rid of him. There we go. Thousands of times more damage, and all of a sudden it's 0 times. So I think... How much more can I squeeze out of this? Is it worth it? I don't know how much it's worth it. What's this shrine going to do at this point? Nothing. Yeah, it's not really worth it. This is another Shrine of Blades. Yeah, that's not going to be worth it either. The Mana Shrine, we'll see. We'll see how useless this is going to be. Even though there's a ton of enemies here. 89 million is the cost of this gem. I don't even get close to that. So yeah, the Mana Shrines are really good early game. Because low-level gems, like a level 1 gem, only costs 19 mana. But it gives me thousands of mana on top of it. So I get a lot of extra mana for it, but... As we can see, doesn't do much after that. Alright. I don't know if we're going to squeeze to 1.4. So I'm going to, just for my own sanity, start sending a ton of waves until I get overwhelmed and then end it. So, I could just end it, but I could get more XP this way, but if I don't send the waves, I just have to wait forever. Okay, there we go. We're good. They got me. Alright, these are going to be useless. The barrage skill is new, so let's check that out. But first, to get about 200 levels. So goodbye to these. Skills. So the barrage skill is another enhancement spell. I'm just going to throw a bunch of skill points on it, because I have some. I'm going to do 12 skill points on it. So, a lot of that. I'm also going to throw a bunch on beam. Is that what I want on beam? Maybe. Let's actually throw even more on this. The reason is I'm going to use this in traps. We'll see why momentarily. But this way the barrage will charge a little faster. Now with the rest of my skill points, let's throw some more on the mana. Yes. And the beam. Yeah. So cut the beam charge in half and then add 10 seconds, which is almost at 100%. So yeah, we're really making it so we can use beam all the time. And we can jump right into the next level, P4. This level doesn't have chain hits, so I probably won't even bother with endless mode. And you can see on this map, I can tell just by looking at it, this one's not going to be good for the strategy we've been using. This is going to be a more standard level. So you see there's not many places we can put traps. So I'm going to make a couple mana traps. I'm going to put one there. We're going to put one here. We're going to put one there. Doesn't matter. Let's do it this way. We're going to throw these. This path we don't worry about because it's from the Sleeping Hive. And then up here we're going to make... Where can I put a nice... one of these. We'll get through this one nice and quick. Make a nice little 8 gem. That'll take care of some stuff. And then down here we're going to do the same idea, but it won't be that strong a gem. Let's bomb. We are going to gem bomb, but we're not going to be getting nearly as much mana, so we will not be quite as strong. But we will be strong enough to get through the waves at least. We'll be able to do this. So here's the barrage spell. It bursts of long-range shells that deal splash damage on impact. So similar to Bolt, we're going to fire. It's not as long distance. It's only 35% increase in range, where this is 50%. It's only 20% increase in damage to 120. So it's not that much. You get 3 shells per shot, though, so you do 3 times the damage with each hit. Let's put when we put this in a trap, though, it increases the special power. So rather than putting the beam spell in here, which is great because it increases the firing speed, it's nice to increase instead the amount of special done per shot. That's what I would rather do. Let me real quick increase that. So we're going to put the barrage spell here. So look, it's the 74 mana. 74 mana. When I put the barrage spell in here, it's now 97 mana. That's the idea. Increase the amount of mana I gain. But I should probably do this. And then just put those in. Cool. So we'll be fine in this level. It will, of course, be not as much of a curb stomp as the other levels, but I'm okay with that. As long as I have at least one good gem to just fire away. Probably going to want multiple. This one should be better. I don't know if the beam spell is going to be very useful on that. We just need to get through 72 waves. I don't really care about much else because there's no way I'm going to get like 1 billion points here. So I'm not gonna bother. I'm just going to go get through the main part of the level. We're going to put, oops, put it in there. Alright, let's get that going. Alright, this should be upgraded. Yeah, we need to make sure that we got enough power. This should go up. This should go up in power as soon as I get some mana. I am getting some mana, it's just not a lot. Uh-huh. I feel like I want to duplicate this gem here. There. Multiple gems is good. Ah. There we go. And that's that. Hold on, let's upgrade. Let's make sure the enemies are a little stronger, get some XP. Just because I'm not going to go for the billions doesn't mean I'm not going to go for anything. Let's go. Oh dear. Yeah, so there's just a lot of them. So what they're going to get me with is massive amounts of enemies. Nice. There we go. Lots of dudes. I think I can do a nice slowing gem. Let's just slow these guys down. But they're just too fast. Slow down, please. I think at this point it's just more the number of gems I got that's doing me some good. Let's see. Yeah, it seems fine. Feels like one of the levels I've done much earlier in the game where I actually have to pay attention to this stuff. And we're already almost through this level, so not sure what else to say. And we'll send them all. That's enough for me. And I'm not really worried about endless mode at all. We're just going to go right into the map again. Because a level like this, not much you can do. So, achievement. All right, we got the one at the barrage. Sure, let's take this one. That should be fine. 71% XP gained. I think I'm cool with that. Your skills again, didn't really get very much in the way of that. So, you know what? I'm going to put a little bit more in the barrage. Okay, now for a real level. This one we can actually take pretty far. 120 waves we can do. So, like last time, I'm going to play the level normally. And by normally, I mean with the crazy stat. Ooh, neat. So, I want to block as much as I can. How am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to start up here. I'm going to block this and that. We're going to come around. I'm also going to block here. Like this, maybe? No, I'm not going to do that. Whatever. I'm going to block here so I can bring people around through there. Because down here, not every monster, some of them are coming in this way. So I want to get this side over here as fast as possible, is what this is for. Like so. And then here and there. So these all come through. Now this is the path through there. I actually don't want to... Well, I'll block bomb that again. I want to do more like that, because now flat gives me more stuff. I want to do this. Oh, right, I see. We'll block this, and there we go. That's what we want to have happen. But we want to have traps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll start with 8 traps. And I think they'll be fine. We'll start there. Now over here we want to have... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my setup be gems like here, or maybe up here. We'll see. We'll have here. Like so. That's fine. That'll get me through this beginning without too much trouble. Right. Looks like those, even just those traps are too much. Let's send them all. Alright. Let's make sure this is fine. Yeah, because this guy, I don't really want him to be attacking there. It's going to have to keep his range really small. Is there a way to bring him up more over here? So we can have a slightly... I don't know. It's tough. Then we're going to... 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then... There we go. This will hold for quite a while. And then now... This might be too strong for now. This is fine. This is definitely too... the range on this needs to be tiny. I feel like it needs to be over here, maybe? Yeah. Or maybe here. That way I can be in this central area. I'm also going to build towers, even though I'm not going to use them. And the reason I'm going to build towers here is that if I end up running into spires, they will really mess up my plans. There. This way, it can't... Spires can't destroy your towers, they only destroy your walls. And I'm not really worried about the cost of towers. 500, look how much I got. I'm fine. Okay, so I want to put my barrage here. Barrage. in there. Increase the specials of the traps. Like so. Then this, we're gonna keep that small. Keep that. And then this, we'll keep that. That should be, yeah, avoiding that. So as you can see, it's really similar to the previous level. Trying to find where I put those traps. There we go. So the next level. Now maybe I want a slowing gem? I don't think so yet. I think the enemies are still a little too weak. There. Ah, see, there you go. Kill the spire. And then it'll destroy these walls, probably, yeah. But it didn't destroy the towers, so it doesn't destroy my plans. This might be a problem if it destroys walls there. That shouldn't happen too much. There we go. Let's get... Oh, hold on, let's put these traps... Yeah, make sure I got more specials on them. Range small. Not range small. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start feeding in the regular mana gems. Hopefully that's not too strong though. It's doing 2,000 damage. Enemies, yeah, enemies got enough. All these towers. Except spaces in here for doing this. And then a slowing gem. It's peaceful in a way. The serenity of death. Alright, let's see. Let's look at this gem. I think it's 31 is pretty good. And then let's bring these up to 12 maybe? Let's see. So far so good. Not dealing with too much slowdown yet. I will in endless mode, but I'm going to try not to have too much yet. Want to actually get to the end of this level. I should put my barrage skill in the traps here. Forget about that. There we go, that's what I want. Let's put some beam spells on here. Where are we at charging time? So, total duration 22 seconds of beam spell. The charging time is now only 41 seconds. That's pretty good. This one, charging time is still close to 60 seconds. Let's get that up. Goodness gracious. A lot of shielded enemies coming in there. Oh dear. That's that. Perhaps. Just for fun. More barrage. Gonna go there. Make sure don't forget that spell. Okay. How about this particular... Yeah, we can get that one up higher. Another one. Hold on. Here, do that, so that way we can increase the charge, and now we got full charge of everything. I should probably upgrade these. How about this one? I'm going to level 36 on the gem. Oh, hold on. That's better. And it didn't, yeah, it didn't destroy any paths. I should probably upgrade this. Let's get a little bit more XP on this board. I want this slowing gem to really only touch those spots. Alright. I've overwhelmed the game. I get it. It's fine. Not much else to say here. We kind of just do this. approaching the end of our time here. That's there. Got our 16 barrage was at once achievement. Let's see if we can get our 16 volts at once achievement. I'm not sure if we've done that yet, but I'll give it a try. We'll see. Yeah, I gotta hope to get my bolt spell back in time to get these traps set up. I don't know how many I got to do left. This one's been done. 1, 2, I think I need 3 more traps to be set. With bolts in about 5 waves, which is going to be rather difficult to do. Nothing here is going to increase my spell slot, so I might not get that one. I'll have to wait for another level to do it. Because that's one charge. And this one still takes about 50 seconds to charge. I think I haven't upgraded my other gems yet. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get this, but I can try. I need to last another 40 seconds, which is unlikely here. I don't know. Actually, there's still a bunch. There we go. Got that achievement. Should be getting much more mana now that I've... Oh, hold on a second. What are they doing? They're not touching all these things. Okay. I see. I have a problem there. That's why my mana's not going up as high as it should. The spire destroyed my path here. And there's not much I can do about it. I got traps on either side. That's more like it. They need to be going all the way through here. Okay, so we're going to get into endless mode like before. I'm probably just going to cut rather than speed up video until we get towards the end of it, because it's just going to be this strategy. I'm just going to have the enemies go through this mana trap area, improving these mana traps, just get a ton of that, and increase my gems until I can't do it no more. Let's go. Alright, let's bring it back here. So I've already got 1 billion on the XP. I am at wave 300. Doing pretty well to have e to the 16 on my mana here, just barely. I've got a level 49 gem right here. I'm going to see if I can get to 50 just so I can say I got it to 50. Of course, I got all my traps here up to 41, except for this trap, which is up to 48. Yeah, so it's going well. As you can see, I'm working at a blazingly fast 4 or 5 frames per second. Which, as we know, is pretty fast. Not a lot of games can run this quickly. Earlier, I had more gems on the field, so at this point, it's not the enemy slowing me down, it's the number of gems firing the number of shots they are. And I had about double the gems, and then I consolidated them into bigger gems. So it was running at a more cinematic pace, which is to say about 3 frames per second. Let's get rid of these beacons. We have a lot of beacons on the field. Okay. Yeah, way too many beacons on the field. Way too many. Get those out. Alright. But now we've got it at a more comfortable pace. I'm going to see if I can take this a little bit longer. I really do want to get this up to level 50, see what it does. But yeah, there's always going to be that wall where the cost of improving a gem or whatever I want to improve is going up faster than the rate at which I'm gathering the mana. So I'm kind of reaching that wall now. But at least this can do, so it's E13 damage at the most. Let's just say on the average it's E to the 13 because it's over 2.6 E to the 13, which means if you cut that in half, it's still E to the 13. And then we're adding 9 more zeros to it. So E to the 22 is like minimum damage per shot. So E to the 23 minimum per second, maybe E to the 24. So I'm not worried about enemies with E to the 20 somethings. We'll be fine handling those. But probably in about 20 waves or so, it's going to be all over. So there's not much we can do about it. In the meantime, I don't really want to upgrade other gems because I want to save that mana for this guy. Even though I'm getting E to the 15 every single time the mana pool refreshes, that's 1/10 of what I have here. So I need to get E to the 15 multiple times before I will have 2 times E to the 16. I need to refresh about 2, 3, 4 more times here before I can do another upgrade. I'm also wondering if I'm overdoing it on the gem bombing here, because gem bombing increases the number of enemies. I don't think it gives more mana per kill. I think it just increases the enemies. And so far the amount of enemies has been more than the mana per kill. Hold on. I want to get rid of that guy. No spires here, please. But I might be getting to a point where if I make the gem bombs more expensive than the amount of mana I get back from the enemies. And the only reason I don't notice it is I get, first of all, a lot of mana from enemies. But second, I'm getting so much mana from the traps, I don't notice that I'm spending more. So I actually have no idea. So I should probably do the math on that. Because the only thing I'm gaining from higher gem bombs is more enemies that are stronger. Which I don't really need. I'd rather have an overall more mana. Of course, it's more XP if I make more enemies, even if it's a loss of mana. So I should have enough. Yeah, I have enough here. So we get our first level 50 gem ever. So it's going to be basically E to the 13. 2 times E to the 13. That's like 20 trillion or something average. And of course, we're adding 9 zeros to that. So still E to the 22. 23, 24 when you have it, factor in everything else. Uh-oh, that's because I'm doing this. Let's take care of those guys. So at this point, I'm okay losing. I got my level 50 gem. I feel good about it. Actually, I've got 1.5 million... Sorry, 1.5 billion XP. I think... That's billion, right? No, that's... Hold on. 9 zeros is a billion. Oh, hold on. What's this guy doing here? What I'm going to start doing, start attacking these people. Get that shadow out of here. What do we got on the HP? E to the 24, so we're starting to run into people. Like, these swarmlings will be killed in one hit. There's only E to the 21 or 22. E to the 24 means that about 1 second of sustained fire will kill it. What happens if I upgrade this? I'm seeing what happens with the trap as well, if I can. So E to the 12 damage, but then it adds 9 zeros, so E to the 21. I'm trying to think with the trap. It does more shots per second, though. It's 2 levels lower than this, that's the thing. Oh yeah, I haven't... Whatever. We're getting toward the end. I don't think I'm going to get up to 2 billion. That's, I think, a little bit of a pipe dream. E to the 24, E to the 22. That's still manageable. Let's shove a bunch of enemies at me, because I don't have much on the screen right now. These are the traps I really only made for the bolt spell thing. I don't care about these smaller ones. They're just not going to do nearly as much damage. Oh, there was a spire somewhere, but I guess this guy took care of it before it got on the screen. I'd love to get another XP bonus, but I'll probably die before I get to that point. Throw that on there, 44% more. Already getting 4.5 times the mana pool XP gain. So there is that. Yeah, so enemies, yeah, they're still going down really fast. How about here? 24, 24. Yeah, we still... Yeah, we're still good enough to get through this. I thought I'd actually die a lot sooner. That's why I started yapping at you again, cutting to that point. I probably should have cut to a later point. Thought I would already have lost, but it appears that I'm good at the game. Except for all the times I've lost on camera. Those are the times that I'm not good at the game. Otherwise, I am very good at the game. Ooh, I got the XP shrine. Is this in a good spot? Not really. 6,000 XP, but you gotta multiply it by this 25 times multiplier, so at barely a drop in the bucket compared to how much I've got here. Look at this. We got Shrine of Venom, Infection. Even early game Infection Shrines are a complete waste of your time. Venom Shrines are a waste. Just put a Poison Gem up the field. Don't know what else you want. Let's try upgrading to 49. Again, either the 12 is the damage I expect with 9. So yeah, it's still 21 or 22 zeros per hit. So what do we got here? 23. A lot of swarmlings are not going to have enough HP. So over here, if I want to get this gem to level 50, don't think that's going to happen. It'll still be less than this. I mean, this 9 zeros. 9 zeros. Yeah, I guess I could put more into my trap skill to make the trap critical hit damage way, way higher than this. But I don't think I'm at that point. Okay. Oh, it looks like I'm starting to get overwhelmed now. Yeah, the enemies are starting to break through. Even though I can kill them, they're coming through faster than I can kill them. Is really what we're dealing with. Not too much faster. I'm actually gonna go for the 2 billion. That's what I'm gonna do. That's not what I expected going into this, but I'm gonna try it. Oh, E to the 25. This is where we're gonna run into trouble. It's gonna take like 10 seconds of sustained attacks to kill those. Now I don't care about these. These should just be up. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna make 2 billion though. That's the thing, is I'm not gonna make it through this. This is kind of over. I can squeeze out something though. That's the important bit. Squeeze some amount out of this. If you can tell what's happening, come on. Ooh, yeah, okay, this is over. So, can I squeeze out? Let's go to least hit points. Don't hit the giants. Just kill as many enemies as you can. And we're going to lose immediately. Look at that. Okay. 1.9 billion. We can round that up. I probably don't need these, but we'll see. And we got a couple of those. So we get one more level, which I'm going to do, because hopefully with all the stuff I've cut out, we should have enough time in this video. So I gained quite a few levels. Any more of these I can probably go? 24 is a monster's bolt. I'll get that at some point. Talisman. Nope, we need those to be higher level. We need these to be higher level. So yeah, basically don't bother unless it's at least level 40. Okay, so we have a few skill points to spend. I'd like to spend them on my trap skill. No cap on the trap skill. So let's put it at level 60. 300% specials. And then... There we go. Let's bring those up as well. That way... Oh, we have more chain hit on this one, so we can take this level all the way to the top. So hopefully this video gets cut down to more like an hour-ish, but for me it's going to be 2+ hours of straight playing. Hold on. No, this level I can't make as long a thing. That's not going to be possible. What I can do is I can make this, and then I can put traps here. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I can set up one kill gem trap. So it's still something, but it is going to be not as... Oops, hold on, wrong. Not as good as the previous level. We'll set up some... here and here. Oops. Actually, here and here. Like so. This will at least get me started. And then we'll see. I need these gems. Actually, this will do it once I get my... Here. There we go. I have to keep the range on this very small, which I don't like. Put one here. There, we'll bring that range down. Yeah, maybe I don't go to endless mode on this level either, just get to the regular level. Yeah, not just for time's sake, although I do want to be cognizant of the time I'm spending. But also thinking about, well, if I'm not going to get 1.5 billion points, like, don't even bother. Only go for endless mode on the levels where I think I have potential to go all the way. Let's start putting more. Actually, let's... Yeah, let's bring those traps up a little bit. Probably don't even need these to be at a higher level, but we'll see. Bring that up. Just in case, but I don't think I'm going to need it. Hold on. Cool. Those going. How many waves? 100 waves? Yeah, it's not even that many regular waves. I mean, I will try to squeeze out as much XP as I can in this level, but if I can't do... hold on. Let's see if I can get even more. Will it give me an XP thing or whatever? Hold on. Let's go to structure. There we go. Structures, but not all the enemies, thank you. Hold on. up. Well, it looks like this is enough to kill him, though, actually. He probably had that trap up too high. That's way too many beacons on the field. I mean, 22 million is not bad. Let's send him in. Send him in my way. That's better. Alright, see if with this level of a gem. There we go. Got some achievements with that. And we're almost done with this level already. Do I even care about the beacons? Let's not even care about the beacons. What happens if we leave them on the field? What's the worst that could happen? I mean, it looks really bad, but it's kind of funny. Let's take that. Let's do it. Honestly, it's beautiful. There's nowhere else to put beacons. It's really great. Alright. There we go. That was fun. Alright, so 60 million. We're going to just leave it there. I'm not even going to go to endurance mode. I'm going to go back to the map. Yeah, there's a few levels in there, but I'm not worried about those. So, achievement-wise, let's see what we got as far as locked. There's some crazy ones here. Don't know what that is. Deal 5,000 poison damage to a shadow. That'll be fun. I would need to specifically go for some of these. Some of these are very specific levels. Like A1, don't use any strike spells at field A1. Okay, that kind of stuff. Let's look at talisman. Beam charge. Again, it's not the right amount. Skills-wise, I didn't really take advantage of those. I'm going to leave it where we are, because I also want to leave some points for the skills that'll be filled in here. There's still chain hit and healing, whatever, regen suppression, and the blood bound, which I would like to get up to these levels as well. Forget what goes up here. This is going to be whatever spell remains, and then over here, I don't remember either. But anyway, that takes care of that hex tile. Tomorrow, I mean, I don't know when I play this again. I'm going to head over to this hex tile R. We already got the one in here. This was the critical hit. So we want to finish it, and I think there's one here I really want. I'd have to double check my map. So that's that. Easy peasy. This is just kind of how the game goes now. So I'll see you all in the next video where we'll try to get 2 billion points. All right. Have a good one. Bye.